Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnanandana Salakaya Chakshurumilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sapitam Jena Bhutale Arupakadanayam Dadati Vishwapadam. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasari Gaurabhaktam. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Jai. Reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, Chapter 4, Transcendental Knowledge, text number 34. Text 34. 434. Which one? 5. Okay. Yajgatana punarmoham evam jasyasi pandava yena bhutana sisani dakshasi atmanyatumai. Yajgatana punarmoham evam jasyasi pandava yena bhutana sisani dakshasya atmanyatumai. Yajgatana punarmoham evam jasyasi pandava yena bhutana sisani dakshasi atmanyatumai. Yajapana Naramoham Evam Dashyasi Pandava Yena Bhutanam Sutani Dakshasi Jat Yes, I was told 34. Let me say 35.
Who's working on to the class? Tomorrow. I want to hear. Tomorrow.
Okay, no problem. Tadvidi Panipatena Paripastena Sevaya Upadeshanti Te Jnanam Yadina Tattvatarasina After this, that knowledge of different sacrifices, Vidhi, try to understand. Pranipatena, by approaching a spiritual master. Paripashtena, by submissive inquiries. Sevaya, by the rendering of service. Upadik Shanti, they will initiate. Te, you, Jnanam, into knowledge. Jnanina, the self-realized. Tattva of the truth. Darasina, seers. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, H.H.Bhakti Swami Prabhupada. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. Let's repeat. Just try to learn the truth By approaching a spiritual master, inquire from him submissively, and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. Purport. A path of spiritual realization is undoubtedly difficult. The Lord therefore advises us to approach a bona fide spiritual master in the line of disciplic succession from the Lord himself. No one can be a bona fide spiritual master without following this principle of disciplic succession. The Lord is the original spiritual master, and the person in the disciplic succession can convey the message of the Lord as it is to his disciple. No one can be spiritually realized by manufacturing his own process, as is the fashion of the foolish pretenders. The Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 3, Text 19 says, Dharamam tu Shakshat Bhagavad Panditam. The path of religion is directly enunciated by the Lord. Therefore, mental speculation or dry argument cannot help lead one to the right path. Nor by independent study of the books of knowledge can one progress in spiritual life. One has to approach a bona fide spiritual master to receive the knowledge. Such a spiritual master should be accepted in full surrender, and one should serve the spiritual master like a menial servant, without false prestige. Satisfaction of the self-realized spiritual master is the secret of advancement in spiritual life. Inquiries and submission constitute the proper combination for spiritual understanding. Unless there is submission and service, inquiries from the learned spiritual master will not be effective. One must be able to pass the test of the spiritual master, and when he sees the genuine desire of the disciple, he automatically blesses the disciple with genuine spiritual understanding. In this verse, both blind following and absurd inquiries are condemned. Not only should one hear submissively from the spiritual master, but one must also get a clear understanding from him in submission and service and inquiries. A bona fide spiritual master is by nature very kind towards the disciple. Therefore, when the student is submissive and is always ready to render service, the reciprocation of knowledge and inquiries becomes perfect. Hare Krishna. Sarupa Goswami said, Ado Guru Padashraya. Ado Guru Padashraya. The first duty of a devotee is to approach spiritual master and take shelter of him. The beginning of devotional life is to approach a bona fide spiritual master and take shelter at the beginning. Out of the 64 items, Rupa Goswami mentioned 5 items right from the beginning, and all the 5 items goes to the spiritual master. All the 5, right from the beginning. In other words, to become Krishna conscious, it is not possible without a bona fide spiritual master. Just like it is not possible for anyone to become qualified for any field without a teacher. So here Lord Krishna has requested all of us to go to a spiritual master. The 3 things are here in this sloka. What are the three things? Pranipata. The first thing here is pranipata. Approach a spiritual master. Who should approach a spiritual master? Who? Tasma Guru Prapadente Giggesu Sreya Utama. Sir Prabhupada quoted this sloka many times, and in all of them he says, a guru is not for fashion. Taking guru is not for fashion. Who should go to a spiritual master? Gigyasu. One who is very, very inquisitive, one who wants to know what is the soul, what is this material world, what is, who is the owner of both of them. Gigyasu wants to be very, very inquisitive. For what? Shreya Uttamam, the ultimate, the supreme personality of Godhead, the supreme goal of life. When one is very, very inquisitive in Christian consciousness to know about the supreme goal of life, that person is qualified to approach Pranipata, to approach a spiritual master. And after approaching a spiritual master, what should we do? Sevaya. We should render service. What kind of service is that? Sincere service. What is sincere service? A service which has no motivation. Service which has no motivation. There is no reason why we should do the service. The only reason is to please the spiritual master. Service. And we should inquire submissively. Three things are here. We must inquire submissively, not challenging the guru. We should be submissive. These three qualifications will make one successful in Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada said in the purport, a path of spiritual realization is undoubtedly difficult. It is difficult. Why is it difficult? We have been accustomed to sinful lives since time immemorial. Our secondary nature has become the primary nature. And some of us are thinking that entering into spiritual life is like we are material beings who are trying to enter into spirituality. But no, we are spiritual entities, spiritual beings who have been undergoing material experience. Therefore, there is a need to have a spiritual master. Who is that? He is described here as Tattvadarshi. Tattvadarshi means what? He is seeing Krishna, one who is seeing Krishna. So Prabhupada explains there are two types of those who are seeing Krishna. One who is directly seeing Krishna like Prabhupada, he is seeing Krishna face to face. Is first class Tattvadarshi. And one who is following exactly on the footsteps of Prabhupada is also second class Tattvadarshi, because he's seeing through the eye of one who is seeing Prabhupada, Krishna. A Tattvadarshi. They should be approached, not a fool. Tattvadarshi should be approached to learn the truth. What is that? To learn the truth means what? Krishna is the supreme absolute truth. To understand him, one needs a guru. It is not an optional thing. It is not optional if I like or if I don't like. No, it is a must. It is compulsory to understand Krishna. Just like it is compulsory for one to need assistance and need a support if you want to get something which is beyond us. Right? If you need to touch the ceiling, all of us here, if you stand up, you cannot touch the ceiling. Right? How do we touch the ceiling? We need a support. Is it not? We need a ladder. To touch the ceiling, we need a ladder. The ladder is the spiritual master. to lead us to Godhead, to Krishna, the absolute truth. We need a bona fide spiritual master who can take us there. It is compulsory to get something which is beyond us. So Krishna is saying, here Krishna did not say, approach me. Krishna is speaking to Arjuna. He didn't tell him, approach me. He said, approach a spiritual master. This should be understood. Because a spiritual master is very, very important. He is the bona fide representative of Krishna. Krishna is recognizing the position of his disciple or his representative here. Go to a bona fide spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively. You should render him service, not motivated service. Motivated service will never touch the heart of the spiritual master. Only unmotivated service will touch the heart of the spiritual master. Why? The spiritual master's heart is pure. No material thing can affect it. We cannot bribe him materially. We cannot. The only way to touch the heart of a pure devotee is sincere service, unadulterated service, unmotivated service, service that has no personal interest. And service that has no personal motivation means the service which we do without complaints, without grudge, without condition. The service which is done because Guru wants it. Do it must be done. For Krishna, we don't need to calculate, to consider if it is good or not. For Krishna, there is no need for consideration. For our sense gratification, we need to consider it hundreds of times. For Krishna, no delay. Immediately it should be done. So Krishna is requesting here, approach a bona fide spiritual master. And Prabhupada said, yes, we should do that because we are blind. And the spiritual master has the eye to lead us back to Godhead, to lead us to Krishna. She was approaching, she can lead us. The process is very, very difficult. Prabhupada said it, undoubtedly difficult. Because we have complicated our life with so many unnecessary things. Our life is so complicated. Because living in a material world since time immemorial, what have we been doing here? Devotional service? Pure love of Godhead? No, it is sinful activities. That has complicated our situation, that devotional service, the spiritual life is so difficult. It is not devotional service which is difficult. It is we who are difficult. Therefore we need one who is not difficult, one who is simple. By the purity of devotional service of Krishna, he is simple. Then he can lead us into a simple life that will be able to approach Krishna. If we are not simple, we can't approach Krishna. Because false ego, we say false ego means there is original ego. Anything which is false means there is original one, which is not false. So false ego is an impediment. And the Guru needs to crush it, to destroy that. The Guru is bona fide because he has the knowledge to destroy the ignorance in the heart of the disciple. That is his potency. If he cannot destroy the ignorance in the heart of the devotee, then what is his qualification? He's not bona fide. The Lord therefore advises us to approach a bona fide spiritual master in the line of disciple succession from the Lord himself. Our potency is parampara, not my ability. Our potency is the parampara. The bona fide spiritual master who is bona fide representing Krishna, he carried divine grace. He carried the divine grace and is passing it down. That is a potency. One who is not in the disciple succession has no divine grace. Therefore, he cannot deliver the conditioned souls because there is no potency. So Prabhupada said here, the bona fide disciple, bona fide guru must come from disciple succession. That is our potency. Our ability does not come in here. Our intelligence does not come in here. What is here is parampara. That is our potency. That this person is powerful to deliver the whole world means he is sheltered by the parampara. Therefore, he is carrying. It is not his power. It is someone's power given to him, like a postman. A spiritual master, a bona fide spiritual master is a postman. A postman carries the letter. The letter does not belong to him. It is meant for others. And he has to deliver it as it is. That's what makes him bona fide. If you open the letter, a criminal. Because the letter is not meant for you. The letter is meant for somebody. Your duty is to deliver. Not to open it. The owner should open, not you. A bona fide spiritual master carries the message from the Supreme Personality of Godhead and he delivers it as it is. So we have Bhagavad Gita as it is. The bona fide parampara. The Lord is original spiritual master, and a person in the disciplic succession can convey the message of the Lord as it is to his disciple, as it is to his disciple. No adulteration. The Guru does not say according to my opinion. No. According to Prabhupada. And Prabhupada said, oh, if there is anything that I have done, it's because I carry out the order of my spiritual master. That is my potency. Yeah, Prabhupada, his purity is there, but his humility is putting the credit to his spiritual master. And he said, my Guru Dev has sent all of you to come and help me. The Prabhupada caused our fortune. The Prabhupada created our fortune. But his humility makes him to say, my Guru Dev sent all of you to help me. He's bona fide spiritual master. He never claimed anything, even though he is pure, he's powerful. See what Prabhupada did. No ordinary person can do it, even materially speaking. No ordinary person can do it. He did it because of his purity. He started the International Society for Christian Consciousness without money. He established the Society for Christian Consciousness on the foundation of purity, compassion, and love. This is the foundation of this International Society for Christian Consciousness. And anything which is not based on the foundation of purity will not last. It will exist for some time, but it will not last. It will not endure. Purity, Prabhupada said, is the force. And our purity, parampara. No one can be spiritually realized by manufacturing his own process, as is the fashion of the foolish pretenders. The Bhagavatam 6.3.19 says, Dharamam tu shakshat bhagavad pranitam. The path of religion is directly enunciated by the Lord. So in this chapter 4, text 7, the Prophet says in the purport, either the Lord, Sri Dami Aham, the Lord comes himself, or he will empower his bona fide representative to represent him. So the religion can be established by Lord Krishna himself directly or by his empowered representative. Two processes are there. Outside this, no one is potent to establish religion that will be potent to help people become purified. How do you know a bona fide religion? The Prophet said in one lecture, any religion which is teaching the followers to love God is bona fide. You see, here he is not sentimentally discriminating. Oh, you are not good, this religion is not good, this religion is not good. He said, any religion which is teaching the followers how to love God, Krishna, is bona fide. And he gave us a bona fide system. So how do we know a bona fide religion? Bona fide religion, Krishna explained here, explained here in chapter 9, text 2, about Gita. Bona fide religion, you can see it directly. So it's not difficult to understand the bona fide religion. Everything is inside it. Krishna said, 9.2, Raja Vidya Raja Guhyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam Prachaksabhagam Dharamyam Susukam Kartam Avyayam. The third line of this sloka. The third line of this sloka. What does it say? Prachaksabhagam Dharamyam. And Papa said, because it gives direct perception of the self by realization. It is a bona fide, a perfect religion. You have seen it? Because it gives direct perception of the self by realization, it is the the perfection of religion. So what is religion? Religion makes one perfect in loving Krishna. It's the perfection of religion. Religion does not mean this group or that group. Religion means the system is teaching us to love God, to become self-realized, to realize who we are, and to realize who the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And we are engaged in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which is our eternal occupation. That is perfect religion. It can be realized. It is not a foolish process that the pastor has to tell you who you are. We have to become self-realized. That is the difference between Christian consciousness and other religions. Therefore, mental speculation or dry argument cannot help lead one to the right path, nor by independent study of books of knowledge can one progress in spiritual life. So Prabhupada was asked once, an Indian lady who was asking Prabhupada this question. If one can avoid having a spiritual master and just read the books. So Papa said no. Now a disciple is Grace Madhu Sevita Prabhupada. So he repeated the question. So Prabhupada, your own book, your own purport, can't we just read it? Is it not sufficient for us? Prabhupada said no. No. You need a person to explain it to you. You don't have to get my books and sit in a room and read. Yeah, you can sit in the room and read my books, read my purport. I'm not different from my purports. That is a fact. But your ego will still remain. Your ego will not be crushed. So you need my own representative. What is Prabhupada establishing here? Parampara. So the Prabhupada is not ending Krishna consciousness. He came to re-establish or to push on parampara. He said, you need a person who is representing me to crush your ego. That is important. Prabhupada came to continue the parampara, not to stop it. Therefore, he has his representative who are representing him. The same thing. Following Sri Prabhupada and following his bona fide representative is the same as following Prabhupada. No speculation. In Krishna consciousness, there is no room for speculation. One has to approach a bona fide spiritual master to receive knowledge. Such a spiritual master should be accepted in full surrender. Look at it very carefully. Such a spiritual master must be accepted in full surrender. Why not half? Why full? I can do half. Why not? Krishna himself said, Sarva Dharma Parityajam Mam Ekam. Sarva Dharma Parityajam Mam Ekam. So Krishna did not say some. He said all. That's the principle. The principle of being sheltered in Krishna consciousness means complete. Complete. Because if we don't give ourselves completely to Krishna, whom are we reserving that for? Krishna has a competitor? Krishna does not have computer. Even though Krishna is killing demons, you know that they are competing with him. They are not. Nobody can compete with Krishna. In full surrender, Prabhupada said, in full surrender, and wants to serve the spiritual master like a menial servant without false prestige, no false ego. Full surrender. If we surrender fully, Krishna will give himself fully. If you surrender half, there is danger. Huh? I'll give you a very crude example. If you take 2 bottles, take two empty bottles, 2 empty bottles, and try to look the bottom of the bottle, will you succeed? Will you succeed? If you take 2 bottles and want to look at the bottom, will you succeed? You will never succeed. If you want to look at the bottom, what to do? And you give attention here, then you can see the bottom of the bottle. Similarly, if we want to be Krishna conscious, so Krishna says, Sarva Dharma Parityaja, complete surrender. I'm properly repeating it here. We must completely give ourselves to the spiritual master. If we don't give ourselves complete, don't accept him as a spiritual master. Why? That means that you don't have faith in him. You are not sure that he can take you back to Godhead. If you are not sure, don't do it. Unless you are fully convinced. In any relationship which has some doubt, that relationship will never be sweet. It will never be wonderful. In any relationship, I'm doubting my partner, you will never have a smooth relationship. And any little thing can cause great friction that will break the relationship. Therefore, Papa said here, full surrender. One must give himself or herself completely to a spiritual master and serve him as a menial servant without false prestige, no false ego. Therefore, we need a living spiritual master who will crush the ego by his powerful speech, who will look and see where we need correction, where we need attention. That is the duty of a living spiritual master who is there to see you need to be corrected here, and he will do it. A spiritual master who cannot correct the disciple is not bona fide. Hare Krishna. Because we are not pure devotees yet, some of us. For those of us who are not pure devotees yet, it means that sometimes we will make mistakes in our practice, and it's the Guru's duty to correct us. So if he does not do that, how are we going to be corrected? Just like if parents does not correct the children, how will they become useful children tomorrow? Yes, they will be a burden in the society. Similarly, a bona fide spiritual master must correct the disciple, must chastise the disciple. Chastisement, it is wonderful for a devotee who wants to make progress in Krishna consciousness. It is not a hatred, it is love. So, in a material world, we don't have proper understanding of what love means, what caring means. So we artificially do things and call it caring or love. Love means that I care for you, and my caring for you means that wherever and wherever there is a need for correction, I must be able to tell you. That is true friendship. That is love. Not that something is wrong. That is not bona fide. So the duty of a bona fide spiritual master is to see where there is a need for correction. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was teaching this. in his pastime of washing the Gundisha temple. Chaitanya will engage all the devotees. And Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami told us, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sees a devotee is collecting more dust to glorify him, and what does he do? Teach others. Teach others to collect more. Who are the others? Those who are not collecting more. They should be taught. What is that? Correction. That is love. We should try to understand the scriptures devotionally. We should try to understand what our charities are giving us. Full surrender, and we should serve the special master like a menial servant. Menial. Menial means what? You are nothing before the special master. You are nothing. Yes. Once the mentality that I am somebody is there, our service to the special master will have some problem. We are not going to render pure service. Satisfaction of the self-realized spiritual master is the secret of advancement in spiritual life. The secret of advancement in spiritual life is the satisfaction of the spiritual master. The satisfaction of the spiritual master is not the money we give to him. It's not the position we are getting. Bona fide spiritual masters are like a sword with two sides. Cheating disciple will be cheated. They will not get bhakti. Sincere disciple will be given bhakti. They may not have position, or they may have position materially. But cheating disciple, they will have all the big positions. Bhakti, the bona fide guru will not give to them because they are cheaters. They will be cheated. To satisfy the spiritual master is our duty. That comes from sincere service, not by the positions we have, not by the dakshina we give to the spiritual master. That is secondary. Inquiries and submission constitute the proper combination for spiritual understanding. Unless there is submission and service, inquiries from the learned spiritual master will not be effective. One must be able to pass the test of the spiritual master, and when he sees the genuine desire of the disciple, he automatically blesses the disciple with genuine spiritual understanding. It is not by Gurudev, I need your blessing. Gurudev, give me blessing. Gurudev, I need mercy. I'm very fallen. This is cheating. That is cheating. The Prabhupada said here, we must pass the test of the spiritual master. After pass the test, the spiritual master will test to see how genuine we are in our service. He will test us. The bona fide spiritual master must test the disciple to see, are they ready? Are you ready? When he sees that the disciples are ready, they are following. When he gives instruction, the disciples are following it exactly, sincerely from the heart, without considering their own inconveniences. They go say, yes, this is a bona fide disciple. This one will represent me when I'm not here. He will invest in that disciple and make him his representative before he leaves. It's a spiritual science, nothing material. It's a spiritual science. And we have to follow the science scientifically. Then we will succeed. Not only should one hear submissively from the spiritual master, but one must also get a clear understanding from him in submission and sincere and inquiries. Look at the word Prabhupada using. You must be submissive. You must be sincere. And we should have a clear understanding. You say, yes, Guru, yes, Guru. Do you understand? Yes, yes, Guru, I understand. He doesn't understand anything. It's cheating. Do you understand? No, Guru, please, I need some clarification on this point. Let him make it clear so that we know exactly what to do. No speculation. Do you understand? Yes, it's a Guru. I understand everything. I understand everything. He will do something else. He's cheating. We'll never get it. Guru, please explain this for me. I'm a very dull-headed disciple. Please help me. This is my situation. Get me clear on this point. And he will explain. We'll have the clear understanding, then we'll do that service very nicely for his pleasure. That will touch the heart. The bona fide spiritual master is by nature very kind toward the disciple. Therefore, when the student is submissive and is always ready to render service, there is reciprocation of knowledge and inquiries becomes perfect. It's about the key. Comment?